Hey everybody, welcome. I'm super stoked. Thanks for joining me. We really appreciate it.
Hello, hello, good morning.
I'm so glad you're here. Here's why. I've been watching and you've built an audience and talking to bigger audiences and really advocating in your country. And I know you've showed up to some of my stuff. So I'm always like, what's going on over there? What's the story behind that? And that's what I want to do today is to talk to you. So first of all, before we get into the FASD stuff, let's learn a little bit about you. Why don't you tell my audience where you're from? What's your background?
I'm from Poland and I'm Polish girl. My background, I finished study, I'm a teacher, biology, but unfortunately never teach in school. So I was working 15 years as a medical representative. But when we adopted children, this kind of profession I cannot do anymore because I was involved in every how to say these things at school where my son went.
We understand you couldn't do that after adopting your kiddos because you spent a lot of time at school, like advocating, right? Meetings, taking care.
Yeah, incident. This is the good. This is a good word. Yeah, almost every day I had call because we don't have the diagnose. So everybody was looking at on my son and describe behavior. And almost every day I had call and it was exhausting for me. So I decided that I need to change something because I want to and I'm active. I never quit job, never, because this is kind of psychotherapy, I can say, or
Yeah,
kind of therapy.
I say the
When
same
you
thing.
so now actually this is it will be very very interesting because I'm working on Google and I'm doing, I can say, some kind of
Okay,
advertisements.
okay. So you work currently for Google, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And you do the advertising section, right? Like you're like their digital ads that like you take care of that stuff. You're a part of that
Yeah.
team. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's back up just a little bit. Here's why. So obviously growing up, you've never or did you hear about fetal alcohol like before ever adopting a child? Did you hear about fetal
No.
alcohol? No.
Uh, no, only when we start preparing for to stay parents, adoption parents, we heard something in this place where we have a training. They told us that this is very, very hard. And even I remember they put information in our documents that the children they are need to propose us, they should have not
Mhm.
FASD. So without FAS, so healthy children, they should propose us. And it was because I remember the first call. They call, the psychologist I remember called me and said, Margaret, boy, healthy.
Uh,
So it was the beginning.
That's not uncommon for people to say, we don't want for adopting, we don't want kids with issues, FASDs, like because that's serious, right? And you're starting a family. I totally get that. It's like adopting a puppy a little bit. It's like, do you want a healthy puppy or do you want one with known trauma? Well, if I've had the choice, right? That's what that is. And so you put that the psychologist called you and she said, oh, or they said, Margaret, there's a boy. He's healthy. And you're like, okay, great. And you're excited to be a mom for the first time, right?
Yes. No matter
So,
how
so you get this boy, and early on, was he reaching milestones, or right from the get-go, you noticed something was different?
at the beginning was different because he has a 15th month. He was very small, very thin, and very angry. I mean, his reaction was only angry and he was beating us. They told us that after adoption, it may happen that the aggression will be highest, but he doesn't have any reason to be angry. But he was. I remember when he started to hitting head in the
Yeah.
wall. Yes. So
Mm.
it was, oh my God, why?
And you're like, hey,
So
what's going on?
yes, because he
You
was hurting, but unfortunately he has problem with pain, so he don't feel pain.
Is
Like,
hyposensitive. That's the term,
yes.
right? For sensory. So you don't know what it is. Was the psychologist, the professional saying that was like transition into a new home? Like what?
Hmm. That,
That's what they
mhm.
said?
Yes, yes, because before we met our son,
Hmm.
they trying to describe autism, Asperger, but the FASD, they told us a little, a little words that this
Hmm.
is very strange, heavy, and nothing. I think if they can describe more about FASD, it is like that nobody will scary of that children. But we even, don't know anything
That
about
don't
it.
know.
So they told that about adoption relation, that these children is unique because they coming to our home. This is new
Yeah.
places, new smells, so
Hmm.
maybe this is the reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So aggression, I was, compare with that, not with FASD.
Right. And so you mentioned there's no clinics. How did you go from not knowing to, okay, this is possibly what we're dealing with?
I went after adopted process on maternity leave,
Hmm.
so it is 6 months, and I was take care of my son.
Hmm.
And every day I was thinking, when I was putting him to sleep, I was thinking, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I was reading the book, his book, when he was
Born,
born.
yeah.
I received his books, so healthy book, and I read that the mother was drinking a whole pregnant
Hmm.
and was smoking.
Hmm.
So for me it was, oh my god. So I trying to put this on Google
Yeah,
search,
yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, Google shout out.
but not much
No.
information. It was 30 years ago.
Yeah. Like the
So
information was old.
so it was like, I saw a few links about, and I start to read about it. And I was asking even the psychologists what's going on, but they told us they need time. You need time to know each other. So I leave this alcohol during pregnancy. I leave smoking, and he start growing.
Bonding. Maybe it's your parenting. Would they say that?
Yes, of course. Even my sisters, even they told me, "Oh, you don't know how to be a good mother."
Oh, how did that make you feel?
Horrible. Even my sister is a pediatrician. She's a doctor. Can you imagine?
Oh
So
my
that's
dude.
why, yes,
Because they know all this stuff saying you're a shitty parent. Ah. Well, I am sorry that that happened. That's awful. Like, because you're married too, right? What was
yes.
the dynamic like with your husband when he's military? So I don't know how they do that, if it's deployment or he goes, comes
Mhm.
home every day. Some people have like a 9 to 5 job in the military. But was he around or was he off somewhere else?
He was. During this time, because this army and this activity army, it
Hmm.
is, I think, 4 years ago, he joined to military.
Hmm.
So as a professional, so
Hmm.
he is still, and he is the best father as because
Oh,
he's patient. He's
yeah.
different than me. He's different than me. So he, for sure, he's plus, I minus, I don't know. But yeah, we are, we are strong together because for him it was very tough because he at the beginning he doesn't want to make this decision about adoption because he was scary, but I want because I want to be a
You want a
mother.
mother be a mom.
S- yeah, I want, I love, and he
Yeah.
knows that I want this. So but now he's the best father. I see him, he understand a lot, even he is not involved like me in FASD issue, but he not escalate. Of
Right.
course, I'm sharing with
Yeah, yeah.
him everything I know from you, Jeff.
Oh,
Even
that's nice.
that,
That's nice.
yeah, that's hey, Kazik, because he's named Kazik. Jeff told that the
Oh, yeah.
children, and it. Thank you, Jeff. This is the place and the moment I want to tell you thank you for that I met you 3 years ago. I think the first time it was in my mind was, oh my god, he is doing in Canada and it's not happen in Poland. Why we don't
Hmm.
have such kind of support as you are giving
Mm-hmm.
these people. And I
Understood.
and and I start to watch you. I joined to your group
Mm-hmm.
because you are showing supporting. I never had here in Poland from family, from other parents. Really, believe me, we are focusing on problems only, not showing, the success. Only
Mm-hmm.
problems, problems, problems. But you are showing that we need to focus on success.
Right,
Our
because
our child.
people, my thought is when you show that, parents and society starts to believe that that's possible.
Mhm,
Before, like you, what I've heard was FASD was like a death sentence, essentially, with no capabilities. And I just didn't believe that was true because I've started to see people really doing well. And moms and dads were sharing stories with me, on Facebook from all around the world. And so I said, and then obviously we have our online programs and stuff. And so now we're just getting better at it. But you're right. We have people from all over the world that are involved in our group for that reason, because there's no support. So you think like you're on an island or in a
mhm,
country all by yourself. And
mhm.
then I'm assuming, like just like me, once you start to realize how many people are dealing with it and how many moms and dads, I'm sure, in Poland are looking for this information, is that sort of how you started to maybe take a little bit of action? Because you said there's nothing here. So I'm going to start educating in Poland.
Yep, it was not so easy at the beginning. I mean, this education, because I need to get some information, not only from you, but I start to listen what's going on. And I
Mhm.
met the same people like me in Poland on training. So I saw, oh my God, these parents has older children, and they telling only about problems, older. And I had small boy
Mhm.
then, and I was thinking, oh my God. So they told about criminal. I mean about
You're right,
judge this
justice.
this
Yeah.
kind of,
Mhm.
yeah, that they are lying. They and I said,
Stealing.
hey,
Yeah. Bad kids, right? Lazy, unmotivated, manipulative. You hear all of
oh
these words. Yeah.
yes, this yeah, this
Manipulative.
manipulative. Oh my God, my
No,
English.
that's okay. I was trying to do Malgorzata because it's not Margaret. See, so we're learning. So it's like I can't even say it now.
You put
Manipulative.
like
Yeah, we're getting tongue-tied, but you know what I mean, like tricky, like
yes,
deceptive with
yes.
words and actions.
Yeah, but Jeff, even on the training when we did diagnose our son, because 5 years ago we did diagnose.
I want to go there
We,
next. Yeah.
so we heard about Canada. They told us that research from Canada showing
Hmm. Hmm.
that the almost 80% person with FASD is where? Prison.
Hmm.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, no, I do. It's high, but I would follow that with, but that's doesn't mean that your kid is going to have that or do that. So
Yeah.
when I talk to the researchers, they say you can have all of these risk factors and still
Mhm.
not go to jail. It doesn't mean your kid is going to. And if I was training when you were there, I would have said, we now know more.
Mhm.
So it's safe to say that those numbers will eventually go down. That is not your outcome. But they didn't say that, did they? They just said all the bad stuff.
This all the bad, and it was like I was watching these people, and it was like they receiving this information like it will be like that. And I
Hmm.
said, no. I took my son as my son, this
Hmm.
boy, and I want to know everything about him, and I want to help. But I will do everything to stop this destination. I can say even because it was like a destination. Yes, that
Yes,
they
yeah.
will maybe they
Outcome.
will.
Yep, that
Yes,
destination, outcome. Yep. Now, how did you get a diagnosis?
kindergarten and the school, first class, second and third, show
Hmm.
us horrible time. And it was like I was asking my teachers, because it was professional, because it was not a normal school, and it was not special school. It was like something between. Yes, in Poland we have a support teacher, and we get this teacher because my son has very bad
Eyesight.
yeah, he has some problems, and we have support only because of this, not of injuring brain.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
So
yes,
I was
yes. Ridiculous.
so I was asking every time on the meeting in the school, the teacher, tell me what's going on, what I should do. You can imagine what they told me: this school, it is not for him good, so you need to find an another. So I start to call an another, and
Mhm.
everybody telling, no, we don't want to such kind of boy who is naughty, who is telling these bad words. So it's screaming sometimes, and it was like, oh my god. And then I think, inside these words I read about in this healthy book, that the mother was drinking
Mhm.
during the whole pregnancy. And I start to searching in Poland when I can go and to check is everything is okay with dealing with alcohol. Yes. So in Poland, in Krakow, they open some center of diagnostic, and I went there with my son, and they did some research. And after this research, they told us that he has some under umbrella FASD, so he has partial FAS, and of course he has some problems with behavior, and he cannot concentrate. So it was, but Jeff, this opinion, this diagnostic, nothing changed.
You had anticipated doors opening because of the diagnosis.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
you hoped. Okay, now I have diagnosis. Now I get services. And no, no,
And
no.
everybody will understand this behavior. What's
That
what's going
was
on? Yeah.
that was your expectation.
Yes.
And that is the expectation of mums and dads all over the world, not just where you are. It is everywhere.
Okay.
And so then you say, hey, look at this. You have your diet. Oh, look, look, look. I have proof. I have proof. It's not purposeful. And so they say, no.
Even
Yes.
in some center psychologists, they told me, why are you showing me this opinion? I said, hey, my son has support because of eyes, but he has FASD. Do you know what is it? No, but in Poland you will not get anything, any additional support for that kind of FASD, because nobody described this. So I said, what?
That is
What?
interesting, man. Tell me your opinion about what is the culture like in Poland? It's, everywhere
Everybody,
I go, they say there's a drinking culture, and I'm going to assume it's the same in Poland.
unfortunately, yes. Even I was at school and I was speaking about FASD with adult children around 13 years old, and they some boy was, hey ma, hey lady,
Oh, hey, lady.
hey lady, do
Oh,
you know that the alcohol beer 0% is for us? I said, what? Yeah, this is 0%. It's mean that we can. No, you cannot, because on the bottle you can see before 18 years old. You
yeah.
have 13. But there is a 0%. No, it calls 0%, but this is some kind of dosage alcohol. So
Ethanol.
Jeff,
There's still a
yes,
trace of ethanol, right? Like there's still something in it, correct? I don't know if
yeah,
that's the
zero,
actual chemical,
zero,
but
yeah, 0.5. This
yeah.
is, this dosage. But Jeff, yes, our culture during the wedding, start the wedding, birthday, and
Sporting
meeting with
events,
family, sporting. Yes,
football, handball, right? So you weren't a public speaker before. You didn't do this before, like speaking in public?
no, but as a medical representative, I discovered that I know
Present.
how to say, yeah, present, and because the knowledge. As a medical representative, has a new knowledge about, for example, the tablets. I mean, the medical,
Medication, yeah. So
Yeah.
you pharmaceutical representative, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, correct. So it was like I was organized events for
Got it.
nurses, for doctors, and I was, trying to. It was for me, wow. And yeah, and I finished actress school.
No,
It was
cool.
high school.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that. In
yeah.
high
So
school, you went to high school for arts, like acting.
it was a
Cool.
high school with some kind of
Specialty.
this is
I
class.
understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
We have those too. So, did you ever think like, are people going to take me serious? Like, because I'm a mom and I don't have a university degree and I'm not a doctor. Did those things sort of creep up?
Yeah, I have a problem with that because in the school they told me every time that you are reading a lot, you know a lot. Please don't do that because I was sharing with teacher, hey, you know what why my son not pass this exam? Because at home when I was preparing him during the fun, he know everything, but at school this is the different place. And I said because the problem with brain, and the teacher, I remember her eyes,
Yeah.
you know too much, please don't do that. Of course they don't treat me serious at the beginning, but now it's changed. But yeah, because I'm only parents and I'm not a doctor and I'm not professional, but I start to educate, even I can advocate
Hmm.
with parents and other parents, healthy children, yes, in our school. So for them it was like, aha, oh my god, really, he's not feeling pain, really, how it is possible?
Right.
Yeah, this it is.
So, what did you, because here's why I'm structuring this question like that, because there's lots of mums listening and they want to speak about it, but they tell themselves, oh, I'm not a doctor, not university, no one will listen to. How did you get past that? Say, even if I'm still going to do this.
Because I start to talk with my from my heart, and I was telling and sharing with what how my life is now after adoption. And because everybody was watching on my son and saying, oh my god, he's normal, he's so cute,
I know.
he's so talkative. What kind of problems? He's hurting, beating children. Why? Because
Hmm.
these problems. And I start to, hey, can you imagine that at home, when we are at home, he is doing, and I was, telling that, and we don't have any help from government. Yes. So I start to speak with from my heart, and I think this is the answer. It helps
No,
because
yes, you're right. Because when you start sharing general common knowledge, I find parents who are dealing with it can identify with what you're saying and it makes logical sense. It's harder for people to grasp FASD unless they live with FASD. Because even for me, I started out as like child and youth work staff at a group
Mhm.
home, right? But at the end of the day, I still got to go home and like relax. When I became a foster parent, no, 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 nobody comes, right? No break. And then you start to feel it. So it was for me watching somebody talk about it and then
Mhm.
say, this is why. And then you could think and you could literally, it plays out in your head, different scenarios, and you go, oh, that's why. So when you learned about FASD and, the reasons for your son, his symptoms, were you able to change things at home to see less symptoms?
Of course, Jeff, it changed everything because we escalate before diagnosis. We was escalate. We was react on every
Mm.
behavior, and it was sometimes we were screaming every day. And after, when I discover, it was like so at home. Maybe sometimes it's hard, like a roller coaster
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes, but it's now very good, and I'm very happy that I know that every information, even from your group, because it helps
Hmm.
not
Yeah,
escalate.
yes, it does. And so now I want to transition to your daughter, because then you adopted another child, but this time going in, you knew FAS, right?
Yes, that's why we decided. I read about my daughter story on group on Facebook, because unfortunately my daughter was has every research. So she has
Hmm.
diagnosed FAS, and nobody wants her. And I read this in this story, that she is waiting for parents because nobody wants her because of FAS. And it was during when we had training and diagnostic our son.
Hmm.
And I told my husband, hey, we won't have 12 children before married. It was our,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna have
it was
big, big
our.
family, big family.
So, and we had some, so we want to have daughter. My husband wants. So I told him, hey, I will call to this place and I will ask on which level she is. Only I will call, and that's it. And of course he told me, yes, call and ask what problems actually she has, because she has almost 2 years.
Hmm.
And I ask, and they told me that I ask only two questions. And I said, did you don't you want to know more? And I said, no, it's enough. And we start on meeting with her, and she was so, she's like
Yeah,
Talineczka. This is in Poland, small girls
yeah,
in a
yeah, yeah.
flower. We has a story like that. And this is funny because our son has partial, but she
Yep.
has fully.
Hmm.
And now she's, much better than my son is, because we all treating her like with FAS. This is the key.
Hmm.
Not a healthy, but like with FAS.
So there's challenges. So that means the environment has to be different. The way we communicate is different. That's what you mean.
The school,
That's what you mean.
yes, the
Yep.
school, special school, yes. Keep going. You.
How did your son react now to having, because that's adding to the family dynamic and the chemistry? How did that go when they came together?
Nobody prepared us for second child because it was spontaneous. So I create some story. I told my son that we are going to my colleague, my friend, and she is providing some house for children without parents biological, and we are going to meet them. And he went with us. So you need to imagine that the door was open and small, my little
Mhm.
daughter was opening, and guess to whom she went first.
Your son.
Of course,
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Cool. That is
So
so
it was.
sweet. And like you mentioned, because I see pictures of your daughter and she likes to be involved, correct?
Mhm. Yes, she is.
What does
She's
she
very.
like? How does she like to be involved when you're advocating?
She's helping me because unfortunately she has 6 years old, but unfortunately the brain
Hmm.
is. I mean, I will tell you even the structure.
Well,
Corpus callosum.
yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Corpus callosum, yes. So she has, only two parts of that kind of part of brain. So she has problems with memory. And I'm telling her that, hey, because I believe that when child is telling, hey, mom, please don't drinking, this is much valuable than I will tell.
So more of an impact of awareness with a kid, because FASD is not known at all, like
Mhm.
in Poland, right?
Yes, yes. Unknown, even 24 years, everybody knows about problem with alcohol. Even with FASD, we celebrate 24 this awareness FASD on September
Hmm.
9. And what? Nothing changed for the children. They don't have support. Really.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I believe you. So people are coming to you now, correct? Like you seem to be the lightning rod for this. And now you're
Uh,
speaking at different groups. Tell me now what's happening for you. Like, 'cause
mhm,
you've been at
mhm.
this now for a few years, right?
I only one word. After when we received the diagnose our son, my son started to asking why he is like that, why he is not normal like
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we told him the truth about birth mother because she died and she was drinking, and about FASD because during diagnostic the doctors told about the problems to our child, not only
Mm-hmm.
to parents. So he knew. But I started to talk with him, and I remember this, this moment. This is some kind of, point very important in my life, because we were sitting in bed and he was, "Mommy, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that." And I said, I told him that we will help him and we will get more information about it. And we try to advocate. And then he told me why in Poland and the teacher don't know about FASD. And I told, I don't know why they don't know. So he told me, "Hey, mom, maybe you have mission. Maybe it is your special mission.
Oh.
Maybe you need to start to talk about it." And we create FASmisja. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've,
yes,
this is,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. So FASmisja?
mission, FASmisja.
That's
Yes.
your mission. FAS is the mission. Okay, that's what it translates to. Cool.
Yes. So we
Cool.
create name, and I discover I want to share my story on Facebook. I found you. So I start to,
You
to
translated the stuff.
some
Yeah.
some common,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Well, you
Uh,
told me you very early reached out and said you were going to do it. You didn't have to because I wouldn't have known, but that was very nice of you. And so, but that's what you started to do is share info on Facebook.
Yes, and of course I bought your book, and for me it was, Jeff from Canada, and they told me, "No, who is he?" And I said, "Hey, he's providing some
Yeah. Yeah.
extra group, so please." And they join. I know they joined
Yeah, we
you.
do. Yep. We do.
So I remember that after adoption, our daughter
Hmm.
Hannah, because she's named Hannah, I broke my leg. So it's mean that I will not do my job anymore. When I broke the leg, I was, doing like 1 week. I was lying in bed and I was crying because every day I was involved in my children. So
Yeah.
I cannot imagine how it is possible. I will lay here, lying
Hmm.
here,
Hmm.
resting, and what will be happen with my children? Who will do this stuff? The breakfast, this clothes, everything. Of course, everybody helps me. I mean, my husband, my daughter, and my son. And then I discovered that I don't want to lay in bed. I will do something valuable. And I start to preparing webinar and
Hmm.
to meet with people, with other parents, with my broken leg. And I will do, to connect with them and telling about story and tell me about your problems.
Uh-huh.
And we trying to find out, the resolve, how to resolve, what help in mine house and what can help in another house. So that's
Now,
the beginning.
it's an amazing story. Can you give me some examples of parents maybe coming back to you and saying, because of the information you gave me, we got a diagnosis, or now we know what we're dealing with? Are you finding you're getting feedback like that?
A lot.
It's
A lot
awesome.
of people.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of parents, and I was crying with them because they telling me this, escalation at home. I had that situation. That's why I was, some identify with them. I understood them, and I really want to help. Even we don't have governance issue, we don't have,
Understood.
but they told me that, Margaret, hey, for us, when you are listening us and you say something, even some one words that he is not bad. Our children are not bad, but they are hard. They have
Hmm.
FASD, yes.
Hmm. And That's called validation. You're validating them.
Mhm.
Feel and they feel seen and heard and like someone finally gets us. Like that feeling that you had when you first figured out and knew that there was a community of individuals. What is your ultimate goal? What does that look like?
Oh my God, I had a lot of dreams. Even this meeting, it is my one of dream
Oh,
I
get
had.
out of here. Stop that. Well, I appreciate that.
This is the
Cool.
truth.
Right on.
And now I want to everything I should to advocate even in jail because I was in jail. I was advocate and telling about FASD
You were
with
in jail advocating. You weren't in jail. You a prisoner and saying, "Hey,
free.
FASD. Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, let me tell you." No, no.
As you remember, I told you that during this training, I heard that in Canada, the person is 80%. This
Mhm.
is the person with FASD. So I thought I need to go to school, to teacher, to police, to nurses, to doctors, to
Yeah.
jail,
Hmm.
because I need to tell them what is FASD. So one girl from jail, she heard me on conference and she told me, "Hey Margaret, you need to come to our group, the women group. You will share the story." And you know what happened during this meeting? I was, crying because these women, one of them, she stands because when I was telling about problems, my son, she was like, and she stand up and she says, "I have FAS,"
Hmm.
and nobody knows in jail that she suffer on.
So many in jail. Like I have friends who are officers, like jail guards, and
Mhm.
you tell them, and they go, "Oh my gosh." No wonder they ask me, what time is it? What time is it? I say, yes, they don't know. They do not know. Right. And so, and other things, and one step at a time, and, no more than one, but they go, makes so much sense, because if you think about some of the challenges, impulsivity, right?
My
No
son has.
supervision, not understanding ownership. No wonder they get in trouble. But the thing is, because of the disability, it's not that they get in trouble, it's that they stay in trouble.
Mhm,
Because once you're in trouble, you have to comply probation or do this, this, this. But the brain of FASD, no way, without
mhm,
help, you see?
mhm.
And so they're just cycle in jail. And that's good of you to go there because there is a lot. They're everywhere.
The person who is working there, they told me, "Margaret, thank you that you came here because we have a problem with this lady, and we know now why." And it was for me.
No,
Oh my God. And
yeah.
Jeff, FASD in Poland, we describe, how? Like invisible disability.
Hmm.
Yeah, because nobody don't want to
Hmm.
know even about the problem alcohol, but they if they
Yes.
don't know, it's mean that not exist. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You bring up a great point. When you talk to people and they hear what you're saying, but then they'll say, you know too much. Stop. Don't talk. Because what does that mean for their own life?
Mhm.
That's what's hard when you open the alcohol lid and then it's the whole family. It's the family history, regardless of adoption or not. Like, that's your opening that. So people just want to put a lid on that. Do you find that
Going
as
back.
well?
Yes, yes, of course. And going back to dream, yes, I want to talk with and meet with children and adult because this is the prevention. Yes, because I want tell them that the children are different, but it does not mean that they are bad. And I discover what I'm telling, and during this meeting, the teacher is listening what I'm telling. After the meeting, they are telling me, "Oh my God, you were telling about Tom. I remember Tom. This behavior is the same. Oh my God, I don't knew it about it."
Mm.
So for me, it is valuable, and I want to, the school, the children, the teacher, as I told you, the doctors, and I have the surprise, even maybe not the surprise, but for sure you don't know this story. But during the meeting with children, I'm using and telling about FASD. I'm telling some story about diamond. Do you know the story about diamond?
No, tell the story.
This is the I'm showing the children like I can say what I have here. So you will say, oh, this is the diamond, how it looks like. And the children is describing beautiful, unique, colorful, perfect, hard. This is we when we born, everybody.
Mhm.
Even Jeff, you are a
Yeah.
diamond. I'm a diamond. Our children are a diamond. And the diamond is going through the life and going to kindergarten, to the school, to the on the study, to work and listen about themselves. Different words, the good ones and the bad ones. And the bad situation is, and the worst situation is, when in that bad words, this diamond will start and we will start believe. And I have some, to sneezy,
Yeah.
and I'm telling, hey, if you remind some bad words, maybe from teacher, maybe parents, maybe from colleague, please come to me, take this paper and tell this word. So then it start magic, because I'm always, even always, I can cry because these words from children, from heart, it's so touchable. Yes.
Touching you.
So these words: I hate you, I don't want you, you never should born. This some kind 19 old years boy
Yeah, yeah.
told me. And you are not good, you are naughty, not worthy.
And for our audience at home, Margaret's putting, for our audio audience, she's putting the tissue on top of it, and she's covering the diamond to represent all the negative things covering the diamond. Keep going.
And look, Jeff, what do you see? Do you see diamond?
Nope.
Yeah. Do you think this diamond know how beautiful was and unique?
Mm-mm.
No. So I'm asking the children, please tell me what to do to discover this diamond. And they found out that the good words. And they come and I love you. You are worthy.
Oh.
I like you. I'm proud of you.
And they come up
You
and do
are,
it?
yes.
So
And
they
and
say
and
something nice and take a piece of the tissue off. That's so sweet.
but not only for children, but I'm doing with
Mm-hmm.
normal people, I
Yeah,
mean in
yeah,
my age
yeah.
even. And they involve because you know what? This is our children. This is the miracle, not problems to resolve. This is the miracle to discover, not problems to involve. And this is my story. This is not my story I found on YouTube.
That's your
But
antidote. That's right. That's your
th-
metaphor. That's your story. And
yeah,
that
this is my
is,
metaphor.
I think it's excellent. Nothing is anybody's anyway. It's, you're reframing it to meet your audience's needs, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a great story. It's touching. So you have all these kids saying sweet things, and you're just like, try not that, right? Right.
Yeah, because the one day, one girl was, she was not discovered, but they covered this diamond and said, nobody wants me. And then she starts crying, and I start too. And then when she was discovered, she told, we want you. We
Oh,
want you. Oh my, this is,
jeez.
Jeff, this is simple words, but
Hmm.
for children, this is,
It's a concrete explanation because we know younger brains struggle with abstract, like thinking inside and time, money, like the stuff that you can't see. So you're showing a visual, they can see it. And so it makes sense. Instead of saying, imagine a diamond. Well, that's hard, right? For little brains, even neurotypical brains.
but Jeff, imagine children with FIS, what they listening and hearing from people? Nothing.
Yes, yeah,
Yes?
yeah.
As you said, manipulation. Yeah?
Manipulation. Ah, you
Manipulate.
got it. Yeah, yeah, you got it. Good for you. Good for you. Right on.
So this is the point.
Yeah,
This is the miracle. And
jeez, your country is lucky to have you. Now let's do the shameless self-promotion segment.
I look good. I mean, really good. Hey, everyone! Come and see how good I look!
So where can people find you? Because even though you're Polish, like Facebook now has translation. I read all your stuff. It's easy. Like I get what you're saying, which I love because now I could read what's happening, you know? Where can people find you?
Mission, I mean, on Facebook, the name. But Jeff, I promised to myself that I need to tell you that when I heard you first time, you told about symptoms and you compared the symptoms FASD to flu. And I'm using this compare every time,
Wow,
even in
good.
this Monday.
Yay.
Even in this Monday, I asked the teacher, hey, tell me the 5 symptoms of flu. And everybody knowing. And I'm telling, okay, oh, okay, lady, Anna, what's your name? You are Anna? Okay, Anna, you are coughing and you are sneezing. And I'm telling, hey, please don't do that. You are naughty. You need to do something
Yeah,
for me
yeah,
for
yeah. You
that.
better stop or
And
you'll have to leave. Yeah, yeah.
and she's and everybody telling, no, I cannot do that for you because it is not how to say words.
Appropriate.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, but my son to diagnose, he was punishment. Yes, punish for all symptoms of FASD. Can you imagine? So if I cannot punish you, so why you teacher punish these children? So it was moment, aha, Jeff, it is so simple, but
Yeah.
this is the perfect. Thank
Yeah,
you for
it's
that.
like yeah, you're very welcome. I love doing that. That's kind of how my brain works. How can I make sense of it? Because once I can understand it, then I could teach it different ways. I can explain it in different ways, you know, and that's why I bug the researchers, you know, hey, talk to me. Like, so tell me, what is it? And you can't be afraid to learn live in front of people, like still learn, you know, like we can't be like, oh, we know everything. I think what's effective is curiosity and still like learning, you know, learning more. But FASD is complex. Even when you have training, it still needs to stay here, right? Because you have people telling you but you said your own family and your sister was a pediatrician. Are we allowed to say like that? Like, holy snap, man. If my sibling was a doctor and said I was shit, I would be crushed. What does your sister say now?
In 2020, the pediatrician organized the first conference and
Cool.
there put FASD. And I told my sister, hey, you need to go with me or I need to go with you because it is conference for you. And she was, she was listening the person who was diagnosed my son. And it was, mhm, mhm. And she apologized me.
Oh, geez. Awesome. That's what knowledge does, you know? She apologized, and then at the same time, you're like, I told you. I told you. Yeah, yeah. He's a CSE. I was right. It's unfortunate it's come to that, but it's fortunate that it was you because you have come so far. You are doing really well. And I want to encourage you to just keep going. Keep going. And even if you're not sure, like, you know, doctors, lawyers, politicians, yes. And you're right. Speak from the heart and you back it with facts, you know, because there's really good research, and just try and get as many people to do a swell. And I have no doubt you're going to do great things. And I'm just going to, once you get it big enough, I'll just have to come over to Poland and I'll just have to watch you do your thing because I think it's great. So keep up the good work, dude. And thanks for doing this. Look at that. Over an hour, we were just chatting. Just goes so fast because we both love it, right? So thanks again for doing this. And will you come back on the show in the future?
Of course, Jeff. Of course, but even I share with one story
Yeah.
in your group about our son, because this is the important, that our son, the last, I think 2 weeks ago, he went back home alone in the night, and I was worried about him, and I called him, and he told me, "Mommy, I cannot now because I'm waiting for emergency." And I was imagining, oh my God, what's happening? Where are you? I will calling back you. So I wait 5 minutes, and he called me and said, "Mom, some lady felt very bad. So I called the emergency." So he put 112, and it was very near my house. So my husband went there, and this person who ratownik, oh my God, emergency, the person who is helping, they told our son, "Thank you, boy, because this lady has probably heart attack." Only my son, he has 13 years old. Nobody stop this road. A lots of people.
Oh, lots of
Nobody, yeah.
nobody
So
helped.
nobody stopped. No. So only my son called
Mm,
the emergency,
yeah.
and so it is. This is, even he has a lot of problems at school. For us, this is, he came back to home like,
Feeling good.
the hero.
Yes.
Even I said to him, "You are my hero, son. You know what you did?"
Oh, jeez. Oh, you know what? Listen, Malgorzata. Did I say it?
Yes.
Malgorzata. That's how you pronounce your name.
Małgorzata.
Margorzata. Fuck. Whatever. I suck. I'm an Anglo-Saxon Canadian. What can I do? But I could say thank you. Thanks. This is fun. You're fun and you're going to do great. And I just appreciate you joining me. So thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.